Oh, he said he.
Well, hello and happy hump day, everybody. Welcome to episode 8 of Off Topic. I am Ronnie.
I'm Mario.
I'm Kim.
Stovall.
And I'm Hayward.
Okay, so what's everybody been up to this week? How have your weeks been?
Pretty good.
I'm ready for Friday.
Me too, Hayward.
Yeah, definitely ready for Friday.
Oh wow! Oh, well, you have a little excursion. So
I do, but that's not why. I'm just ready for the week to be over, though.
Me too.
Oh,
A little
rough week.
dragging a little bit, you know.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
This
My week
Wednesday
is
has been the longest Monday ever. Because that's what it feels like.
That is accurate. That's very accurate.
Right.
Well, I actually had a good week. My spirit is full. I felt that nostalgic grandma feeling this week. My little grandson was sick, and I got all of the unconditional cuddles this week. So, yeah, it made me feel good. One day I had to take him out because we were running through pull-ups, and I said, "We got to go out, duty. We just got to go out." And he said, "My G, we can do it. Activate. Let's activate." So that really made me feel like, we don't hear it anymore, but that feeling that how you used to feel when you spend time with your grandmother. So that was my first time, like really, really feeling that. It was just me and him solo dolo. So yeah, I am full this week. My spirit is very, very full.
Well, look at you.
Well, I am glad to see all your beautiful faces.
Likewise.
And we are going to get into this first clip.
Dre Michelle, 39 years old, is having a baby with NBA star Jalen Green, just turned 22. There's a 17 years age gap. Her son is the same age.
Do you think we're going to disagree on this?
I feel like you're going to say it's not wrong, and I think it is.
Okay.
The reason I do is mainly because of her kid. I think it's weird. I also think it's very strange when men date women the same age as their daughters. I think Dre is gorgeous, in the industry enough to get anyone she wants. I understand Jalen Green is super rich, but I find it predatorial.
Grooming is when someone builds a relationship, trust, and emotional connection with a child. I don't want to use 22 years old as a child. He's even old enough to drink, do everything else except maybe rent a car. I actually feel like a baby in this dynamic with a woman who already has 2 children has a better chance of having a better upbringing than 2 22-year-olds having a child.
We're putting way too much pressure on the family dynamic as we know it and money as we know it. Money is such a small factor of the health of this kid.
I don't want you to feel offended when I say
Because I grew up with money?
you grew up with both parents and money.
Oh.
Bite.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. So I'm gonna go last. What are you guys' thoughts on this? I want to hear everybody else's thoughts.
It's absolutely an interesting take. I get what the one woman was saying in reference to, the fact that people are treating him as a child, saying he's a baby at 22, which, technically is incorrect, but he's still generally like just young in the mind,
A young adult.
Relates to having a family and, having a baby and, according, to the streets, he has other babies, around the same age. So then it's just kind of like, how can Drea successfully like build anything with this younger man? I don't know. Like, I just don't see it actually working out.
I mean, I see it both ways. I think I see it from the standpoint of that, age really is at this age ain't nothing but a number type of situation. So, she just maybe just happened to get caught up. She might not have even expected to enter anything with this young man. Saying now she might have obviously knew what she was doing when she got pregnant by him, but. And then, which brings me to my other point. Then, from that standpoint, I'm all for it because he's young, he's rich. So, why not?
So then that leads in like saying, was it unintentional? Was she careless? Because I refuse to believe that her being 39 years old, that not saying that you can't be careless at that age, but knowing what you're going into, the likelihood of potentially having a baby with a 22-year-old and like such a huge gap, I would think that she would be more mindful about any type of protection going into that. So I feel like she probably knew what she was doing.
Then he might have said he had a strong pullout game, and
again, she's 39, and
it wasn't as strong as he thought it was. Possibly. Secondly, she might have thought that she's 39, and hey, my eggs starting to dry up a little bit, so I got a better chance of not having, or she could have, very well went into it with all the intentions of it. So
yeah, the possibilities are endless. So.
However, I don't, from the latter perspective of her, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Keep going.
Okay, Mama Kim and Kim, what do y'all?
Oh.
What do y'all thought?
So, because Mario know this.
Now it gets juicy.
So, I met the love of my life, and he was
probably. Why did you have to do all of this though?
Because
them mind and them thoughts and them memories is rolling right now. You hear me? They are rolling.
25 years younger than me. Okay. So I met him when I was 45, and he was probably 20 something. But
was he the same age as any of your children?
Teddy.
So we have a subject matter expert.
No, okay, Smee, come on.
He let's see, Monet was born in 91, he was born in 89. So he was in that age range. When Pierre first met him, he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Baby." So I ain't mad at Drea because it hit different. It moved different.
That's
what exactly hit different?
Oh. Oh Lord.
Thank you for the viewers.
It hit different. And first time I was like, "You my boyfriend." And I was like, "Oh."
but I'm sure you were also responsible to a degree, right? Like you still
the first time. If I could have kids, I probably would have had 3. But he was very mature for his age. He did some childish things, but at the time of meeting him, he was very mature. So we had things to talk about. It was fun. We had a good time. We moved state to state. He took over paying the bills. Like he was just really a man's man. But would I do it now? Yes, I would again.
Oh. I got a question for you. When you say he paid the bills, did he pay all the bills, like the full bill, or just partial, like you normally like?
No, it was 80-20.
No. You missed it. I'm talking about. Remember beforehand you said that you were upset at your husband because he paid.
Oh no. So he did, but he paid it, and I was just like, "Oh, but we still have money in the account."
Come on, money left. Come on with the balance.
So he was like, "I'm gonna take care of all the bills." Like, only thing I really had to pay was my car note. And I was able to do a lot of things because he was just like, in the beginning, let me go back. In the beginning, it was like, but 6 months, we was already moved to another state. And he just took care of everything. Wow. The sex was definitely one of the factors. And I was like, okay, now I can mess with somebody 45, but I got to worry about the pill activating and I got to do all of that.
Well,
not all of them. Not all.
They
don't need no.
At the time, my 45-year-old ones were not doing all the good things that 22 was doing.
I got some 45-year-olds that have seen tip drill for me, and I'm every time.
Wow.
I
love it.
Tip drill.
Yeah, so when this came up, I was like, Drea, do your thing, because when men do it, it's men that's way older. Absolutely. Way older, having younger women, and we not even talking about them.
True, but I wonder how her son feels, though. I mean, I know we're talking about how it looks and stuff like that, but I wonder how her son feels with him being the same age as her son.
I think it is talked about as much, even though
Yeah, I was gonna say I think
you
so
know,
too.
because I think specifically I want to say Marcus Houston, actually, his wife is like 20 years younger than he is. And yeah.
Marcus Houston. Okay, so let's think about the black versus white. White men, white people do it all the time, and you don't hear that much. When black, you said Marcus Houston, who was a black guy.
Right.
Think about what's the one older man? He looked old as hell. He like his girl is like 40 years younger than him, and he just had a baby.
Who?
What's the damn actor name? I gotta look it up.
Robert De Niro.
There you go.
Listen here now. Let's be
Al Pacino.
Let's be honest. Let's be very, very honest with ourselves. Now, the age thing goes out the door when the coin is right.
Mario said we're gonna get to the most important variables here.
Listen, he could let me. Okay.
Well, I want to put another spin on it. So I definitely think race sometimes plays a part, but I also think gender plays a part, because on this topic, I will have to go in on this and say that I don't want to say a hypocrite, but I definitely have conflicting thoughts. Everybody that knows me knows I love older men. The older, the better. Geritol, straight up my alley. So
all the worms you gonna get, no thank
all
you.
of that. My man Mario tell you my man be shuffling and everything. My little 75-year-old, he used to shuffle.
Wait, 75?
Oh, now I ain't going. Now wait a minute. Now I got to limits.
And this, now you probably are thinking about 75 at this age that I am now, which is 43. No, ma'am. This was 75 back in my early 30s. So,
I mean, either way,
I didn't know that.
I'm still kind of taken aback. Either way.
So that's why I have to come into this conversation and say I'm really conflicted, because when I first heard the clip, I'm like, no way. But then I had to say, Kim, you're a hypocrite. Like, all you date is older men.
That's right.
So in this case, it's reverse. But like, I have to think about what are the guys that I have dated or messed around with, what did their families
and their kids thought
about me? Because I was the same age as some of their children, if not younger.
That's right.
Now just always when something happens to you, you always make it okay using some type of thought process. So my thought process, I'm an old soul, so I fit in, and I wouldn't even fit in with your children. But what was your parents thinking? What was your siblings? Even the older, I've dated older men, so usually their parents were not around, but what were their siblings thinking about me? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I had a baby by someone that was literally 8 years older than me. So, like, you know, what was his parents thinking about? What was his siblings thinking about? Now, a woman, me, myself, dating a younger guy, it's not because of the age range that I wouldn't date him. It's just my preference. I don't like younger guys, so that would do nothing for me. Even now, it's funny. Here's another hypocritical kind of comment. It's funny. Mario mentions the variables of the coin. Even if it's a young guy, I don't know if I can I don't know if I can go for that, because I already know to me, I feel like it's going to be stacked issues against me. But there's stacked issues if I follow the coin with an older guy. But I guess I would rather take that because the one time in my 43 years that I tried to mess with a young guy, like, it was just an epic fail from the beginning. Like, it was like I'm one of those people, you know, I meet up with you, come over, you know, the whatever is on the radio, I got the YouTube playlist already pre-planned. I got the music on my TV already pre-planned. So when I was messing with this guy, I was so conflicted on what to put on my YouTube, because I'm like, I'm not putting Young Dirk and J. Cole, and I'm not putting that on my TV. I'm not doing that.
What was the age gap?
Let me see. I would have been 38, so he would have been, I think, like 27, 26.
That ain't bad though.
Yeah, that's a big gap though. Like, that's so I think just for you know, to date younger, I think that's just a larger hurdle to jump over. You know what I mean?
Versus especially like when I go up,
right?
20 at minimum, always 10 or 20 years older than me. So yeah.
So I'm gonna hit a couple different points. So first, let me say, to each his own. I don't judge. Listen, when I tell you I don't judge nobody, because hear me out. You know,
your hear me out is like when Kim starts and she looks to the left.
Let me just say I'm not going to judge, okay?
Thanks.
With that, I'm going to say that some of these young ones out here, they got it together more than these older ones. They own it. They got their careers going. They, you know, you coming with your own place, your car and stuff like that. Whereas some our age or older, that it's like they to the point where they want you to help them get there. And it's like, baby, if you ain't there already, ain't nothing I can do. I don't know what you want me to do. Okay. So that's one point I'm gonna hit. The second point is coming from a mom of boys. I know me and I know how I am about them and I know how they are about me. So with me being 42, I say maybe 35. I 34 is pushing it. I can go that low. But if Sydney or Darnell was 22, I can't see me dating somebody 22 because I know how it would be if they came home with a 40-something-year-old. Because the first thing I'm gonna do after I look at them, bitch, what the fuck you want with my son?
Oh, okay.
What if you didn't know? What if you didn't know her age?
Oh no. Oh, I'm going. Fuck you on my son.
You're gonna look at the neck and the hands.
Fuck you want with my son.
Bro, shut the fuck up. Not the neck and the hands.
Fuck you want with my son. That's where I'm at. So, look, I got to give a glass back on. So saying all that, I just know because I really need you to sit and talk to me. You know what? What do you? Engineers and all this other stuff. What do you? No, baby, we're not doing that. You too. The gap's too big. That's just me. I know how I am, and I'm gonna feel some type of way. Now, if she's 30, 31, and he's 22, yeah, I might. I'm still going. I might just look at you like this and just be like, we might have to talk later. I don't know, baby. We might have to talk later, but just know.
You said you don't judge though.
I'm not judging.
It is because you said what you want my son. You judging her in the door. You judge her in the door, saying like, "Hey, what are you doing with my son?"
Yeah, because what are you doing? Because what are they doing?
You know what she doing with your son?
Right.
And then she said that in front of me.
The same thing you was doing with those well-established young boys.
Right. Period.
Anyway, so listen, let me get back to my point.
Saying about you.
Again, didn't Kim just say when it's you, the shit turns? So I would still, now granted, if she wanted to go pick somebody else's 22-year-old baby, by all means, have fun with them. I hope that shit works. Just not yours.
Just not yours.
Not mine. But also,
can we start this recording over?
Right. No, I'm still talking.
Oh shit.
Also, my sons will have a problem with that. If I brought a 22, Kim knows my sons.
I think it's natural. It's natural.
Darnell would be like, no. Fuck you on with my mama. That's probably what my boys would say. Like, no.
But see, my son, when he first met him, he said that. But when he got to know him, he let it go. He was happy. Mario met him too. Mario was like, y'all should get back together.
That
man still
but listen,
20-something years older.
Sydney and Darnell ain't gonna let it get to the when they meet him again. That's it. We done. Leave my mama alone. That's where we at. However, also with that, let me flip it to another way. A 22-year-old, baby, listen, he couldn't handle me if I came with instructions. You hear what I'm telling you? What we gonna do? Because now I gotta kill your mama because you don't even want to probably go to her house no more, nothing like that.
Oh wow.
I got nothing. That's where I'm at, right? Because whatever. I'm not gonna get into all that, but I'm just saying he couldn't handle me if I came with instructions, okay?
Not the instructions. Ooh.
Now, I'm about to throw something else out there that I can't believe some of y'all didn't pick up on or say yet. Drea, as much as I love you and you's a baddie, baby, you was already on Basketball Wives, wasn't you? And that didn't work. So you ain't got you another one that had a baby.
I mean, I guess
remember, Mario Shani brought her out. Remember, she was on the early ones.
Yeah.
That
She was on
Look,
LA.
she
But, I
only
mean,
have one
She's
she's
child.
circling back. She's circling the block. She's doing what she
That's
knows.
right.
I mean,
because the
She's circling the
streets
block.
say that she's baby number 2 from maybe 3 to 6 month gap from baby number 1, and then there's a baby number 3. Is what they say.
I mean,
Listen,
again, she got what she
as long
signed up.
as it's
Absolutely.
And
Hopefully,
that's what I'm saying. She did. She
Yeah,
absolutely
and if-
did what she signed up for, Hayward. But
Mhm.
with that too, when things happen, sometimes
Mhm.
Drea will come on and play victim. So, baby, you can't do that. You knew what you was.
Really,
You gotta
well,
whatever
is she-
comes with that. Any comments and this little stuff like that. Don't turn your comments off now, babe. You
Is
posted
Is
it.
she playing victim in this scenario though? I guess I haven't heard.
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
think
not
she
this
has.
one.
Oh, okay.
No, not this one.
Okay.
Not this one. But there has been other
Been
ones.
other
Or-
times. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now
Okay.
I'm all for. I can't stand when people get disrespectful, even to celebrities online. Like, what is that about? But to me, when you post something online, out there on your page or whatever, I never understand you get upset or you get frustrated at the comments people made or saying stay out of your business. You posted that. Now she did come back and say, I wish people would stay out of my business. And we didn't come and knock on your door and ask for that. You put that up there. So now I don't like people being mean, but I can't. That's like us posting this when we post this next week and somebody comes and say something that we don't like and now we're mad and saying they should stay out of our business. We on here letting all our stuff out.
Well, I think to a degree in that situation though, like I think people knew that they were dating, right? And then they knew that she came up pregnant. So
Right.
I don't think it was a matter of her putting her business out there, but just as a celebrity in general, your business is
Like
out
that.
there in general. Like, so unfortunately, she just has to kind of deal with it. Hopefully she makes it down, if they're not together, she makes it to the courthouse to file that petition for child support first before those other kids. I'm just saying.
And I'm period.
First come, first serve, ain't that it?
That's right.
Yeah. So
that's right.
But also, let's think about it from this perspective as well. Now we're looking at it like she's the aggressor, for lack of better words, in this situation. But however, what if the young man approached her?
I absolutely think he went after her. Absolutely. I don't.
So
I don't think that.
I mean, she's 39. I mean, she is a baddie. So, but she's 39. You know what I'm saying? He's 22. That probably, made her feel good too, and everything like that. She may have never even thought it would get to this point.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
True.
And I will say about her, she is very low. She does mind her business. You don't see too much. She kind of stays to herself. You don't see too much. So I can understand that. I can't understand that. Yeah, but
Mario, I'm sorry. Did you clarify if you were going or not going with it? You said what did you say? If the variables is right.
As long as a nigga cut the check, I respect the shit.
Oh, come on now. What you just said.
What you say, Mario? When my shit come up short, we gonna talk about it.
Say it again.
If my coins are short, we gonna talk about it. But
well, I mean, you got to figure out the ins and outs of that bank account. However, I just think that I'm for it in this case. I'm not for it in another more of a home hitting situation. However,
okay.
It makes me think about a similar situation. I guess a little different. Well, kind of similar, but with Jennifer Williams and then her fiance. I mean, that age gap. I know it's a different scenario, right? No pregnancy, anything like that. But just the whole
still being together and all that stuff. Yes.
Right. I mean, but she's setting herself up.
I don't even know what's going on with Jennifer Williams. I don't.
We'll see about it another year from now. She'll be out there talking about she's been scammed and damn.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as always, all the opinions, I love them and making me look at things differently. So we are going to move on to our Speak to Me session. And our word for this episode is caring. So basically a feeling or showing concern for kindness to others. However, the question is, where in your life have you cared too much? I got a bunch of areas in it where I care too much. I'm just going to be honest, a bunch. Several where I've cared too much. Been personal relationships, family relationships. Can't really say with my kids because that's always, but it's happened. It's happened a lot. And I think that I get so frustrated with it because when I care too much, because my friends and family, if I love you, I love you. I'm gonna ride for you all day. So I think I hate when I show, and I'm not one that I have to tell you that I care. I'm going to show you. If I love you, I don't have to tell you, you're going to see it that I care for you, you know? And it doesn't always have to be romantic. Like I said, just regular friendships, family. But my problem with caring too much is sometimes I have to find a happy medium. And I also have to realize that I'm not going to find me in everybody. So that care that I give out may not always be reciprocated. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, depending on who it is. Yeah. But it also wakes me up at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, okay, I can care, but I can care with a long handle spoon, or I can step back. I go back to our first episode. I have to set boundaries, our second episode, you know, on the caring. But what scares me sometimes too, I scare myself, y'all, is that I can go hard for you and love you to death, but baby, when I cut you off, it's like you would think like, did this girl ever even really care about me? Because if I cut you off like that, you push me to it. So once I stop caring, I for real.
So your cutoff game is that strong that once you cut it off, you done.
Mario, because when I finally cut it off, it's taken me a lot to get there because I've tried to give you chance after chance after chance. Okay. So when I finally cut you off, it's done. My granny used to always say, the way you would just cut somebody off is almost frightening, because I will. I mean, I could love you hard and we going hard, but once you finally get me to that thing, you can get literally, and I know this sounds horrible, Lord, forgive me. You can get ran over by a bus in front of me. I'm only going to be upset and have an attitude if the ambulance blocked my car when I'm trying to pull out my parking spot.
Remind me not to get on Ronnie's back. Yeah.
So, and I hate that I'm that way, but it's like when I'm done,
what's your sign, Ronnie?
Sagittarius, baby. I'll give you the shirt off of my back. I will do anything for you. And believe it or not, even without his mouth, I don't start nothing. I don't start mess with people. But baby, if you come for me, I'm always gonna ask, are you sure this is the mountain you want to down?
The finisher.
Because and I don't stop. It's like some people like, okay, I get it. No, because I told you to leave me alone and you kept going. So we gonna stop when I feel you learned your lesson. Tomorrow, next week, next year, 2 years. I don't know. I'm not done. So yeah.
Yeah.
Any future husbands watching this, I've changed a little bit. You
put that little bit in there.
I don't know. Y'all watch out.
Now wait a minute.
Now when I think about Karen, I've had friendships for long times, and I always was the one to pour into the friendships. I show up, I come, I show up. And one day I just said, you know what? This is not worth it. And I stopped. But I wrote a long letter, taking a page out of Kim's book. And I said, hey, you know, when I needed y'all to show up, and it was 3 friends, and we all were friends since 5th grade. So for 30 years, they were my friends. Like I can pull up a picture and we in the club with the backdrop and we like this and we bent over. Back in my skinny days, I could hardly bend over. But it was Dominique, because I talk about her. She had surgery in her back, and I drove down to Cincinnati, and I'm there, and I'm like, hey y'all, I'm in Cincinnati, come check on me. And they was like, oh well, we can't. And I said, you know what? Okay. And I texted them and I said, you know what? Y'all talk about sisterhood. Y'all talk about how much y'all love me. And y'all always say I was the glue, but I'm unraveling and I need y'all. And y'all didn't show up. I'm good. And I blocked all 3 of their ass. I was like, no. And they hit me up on Facebook like, how dare you? I was like, I'm cool. I love y'all, but I have to love me. And but now I can talk to them, but I know what they're going to give. So I say, happy birthday, happy anniversary. And that's it.
Yeah.
You can forgive and leave them where they at.
And
But
leave
that
them
hurts
where
when
I'm at.
people don't get, especially your friends. Like that's what I'm saying. You
Yes.
can't respect you and
Yes.
other people, and that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yes.
It is. It is. I think that's a happy medium, like somewhere. Like for me, I don't know. Like I don't think I'm not as extreme as Ronnie per se. Or maybe, and I don't know if that means maybe I don't care as much, but I'm very like if I find that I'm over like giving too much of myself, like I'll easily pull back. But very kind of like fade into the background type of situation, like almost like they'll be looking for me to see what's going on. And not that there's any animosity or anything like that, but it's just like I'm tired. And, if you need me, like, or if you want to get in contact with me, just reach out to me and say whatever. Or if not, I'm fine with that too. Life goes on. So maybe I am kind of like Ron.
But Hayward, how long does it take you? Is it a friend of a year or is it a friend that you've known since childhood?
It varies. It definitely makes a difference in terms of how long the friendship has been. Because if it's a newer friendship and I feel like you're kind of rubbing me the wrong way, like I can easily like just kind of wash my hands of the situation. Yeah. There's no like ill will or any whatever, but it's just kind of like we part our ways. And if I see you again, cool. If I don't see you again, cool. Okay. If it's a long-term friendship, which I have a lot of them, like over 25 plus years, it's like. I honestly haven't gotten to that point with any of those friends. The friendships have changed over the years and they've morphed into different things, but I haven't completely like written them off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll jump in and say that I am definitely a careaholic and my alter ego is definitely a fixer. So I have it doubly bad. So, in the words of my cousin, yeah, I'm guilty. I'm all counts of guilty. Family, he cared too much when it comes to family, care too much when it comes to friendships, care too much when it comes to romantic relationships. Hell, I care too much at work. You might as well call me the union steward at work, and we don't even got a damn union. So, yeah, I'm caring about other people's damn work ethics and rights and stuff. So, yeah, it becomes too much. I mean, it is a very dangerous area to be in when you don't have any boundaries, and I don't have any boundaries in it. Like, something just tugs at my heart and in my mind, and I just go into mode, like I just literally activate. So, this is definitely a topic that I have to. I don't know if I have to. I just have to figure out boundaries in it because I don't have any boundaries. I just kind of go.
It's hard with your feelings because when you love, or not even sometimes love, just when you care.
Just even care. Yes.
You care. And it's like how do you set a boundary on it, like family or romantic or something like that? That's what I'm saying. And it takes a while for like because we ignore stuff for a while because they are family or they are a friend that we care about or something like that. So it's like I'm letting it slide and I'm letting it slide. Well, now we up to like 8 times I didn't let it slide. So now we done.
Yeah, because I think you end up questioning your own integrity when when you want to, when you're conflicted on those feelings, because you're like, okay, typically I would do this in a situation because that's who I am, but because I know I need to set a boundary, I don't want to appear like I'm not an integral person. So I understand the conflict.
Yeah, I think if I can kind of draw back on the fixer part, it'll help the careaholic part in me. But as you guys know, you could be with me. I could see a homeless person on the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm activated. I want to fix. I want to figure it out. Now, once I get out and talk to them, depending on their story, my cousin, you you know that cutoff game can be. My cutoff game can be strong at times. Let me say that my cutoff game it definitely is what can I say? It definitely has limits. I mean, it has different cycles. Let me have to say that. It has different cycles to it, but yeah. It's the fixer part in me that pushes the care part, the careaholic part, and sometimes that gets me in trouble.
So I would say that I would kind of mimic what you're saying, Stovall, as far as being a careaholic. That's probably the role I typically play in most areas of my life, or have been playing. And I think one of the biggest things I've been learning as I go through or continue life is that I guess it's different levels, and wrong of me sometimes to feel like somebody else should care just as much as I do. And so when I kind of pick that up and realize that, yeah, you will never be a Mario, but you're doing what you can do for you. And now it's my choice to say, you know what, whatever you're willing to give and how your level of care, I'm not taking anything from you in that regard. But I'm saying, nah, I'm not going. I deserve a little bit more, so I'm not going to deal with it. And then I act accordingly. And so, like I said, goes into setting boundaries and stuff like that. And I think for me, that's the hardest part. I like to think sometimes my cutoff game is pretty swift, but it's like I can cut you off, then I'll go back and be like, for some reason I got a soft heart, be like, oh, well, maybe. But then when I'm finally at that point, then it is a little rough because it's a lot rough actually. And I don't, not that I'm proud of that, but for me in that moment, I guess that's my defense mechanism, that it has to be that rough in order for me not to make the mistake and go back again.
Let me ask y'all this, because while we're basically all saying for the most part that it might take a little minute for not good relationships, but relationships that we put a lot into, be it romantic, non-romantic, family, friends, whatever. How it's hard for you, but for like each one of you guys, let me say, for instance, me and my cousin, I can call her and say something's going on, and her first thing is, "Cuz, cut them off." And I'll say that to her. It's easy to say it to somebody else.
Absolutely.
Then for you to take it in, you know what I mean? So I was going to ask you guys find that to happen too.
I completely agree with that. It's easier for us to dish out that advice, but then harder for us to accept our own advice in certain situations. And I guess I wish that in many cases, in many situations, I probably would have been my own voice of reason to say, you know what, hey, this has gone along too long. One time was too long. Two times is, I should have made a choice, to move differently in this situation. But here we are.
And I can definitely say that just being in the years and the years and years and relationships, and I wasn't shit. I tell y'all that all the time. But I would stay with a person for a long time. When I was with my kids, like with my youngest daughter, I was with her dad for 10 years. And he was not good to me. And I was like, okay, he gonna change. And then he never did. And I was like, I'm out. But it was 10 years later. I was with my ex-husband 13 years. And I was like, yeah, okay, it's my husband. And I stayed with him. So I stayed long term. Like I don't know if I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but I care and I don't want to see. I was in Jamaica. We came out this restaurant and this guy was like, excuse me, I'm so hungry. I was like, oh, are you? What you need? He's like, $10. I said, damn, $10? I got a good 3 for you.
He was very specific. He was going to Panera. I'm for sure about it.
I said $10. I'm like, but even when we went out, me and Tammy went out to eat Friday, we downtown, and the homeless guy, he came up and he said, he asked for $10 too, and I was like, is $10 the new homeless number? Because I remember they asked for a quarter. I'm like, got a quarter.
Inflation.
Apparently,
inflation.
Y'all have to pray for me with the homeless. I'm always skeptical because I feel like there are a lot of scammers out there. And
absolutely. I
know there are a lot of unhoused people. Excuse me, a lot of unhoused people, but yeah.
But they say God bless the cheerful giver. So even if they are scamming you, you come from a good place when you're giving it to them, you'll still be blessed.
Okay, I'm gonna work on that.
No, ma'am.
So I have a question for you guys. So Mario and Sharon, you would have to tell me if I've ever told you to cut someone off, because usually my style is to tell you to dial back, because I am a very big somebody's environment means a lot to me. And I know a lot of the relationships me and Mario are in, we're interconnected. And Sharon, me and you, some of the relationships that we talk about, they're interconnected. So what my question would be for you guys would be, how do you deal with when you have a cutoff game whatever level, whatever depth it is. When you have a cutoff game, how do you factor in the environment of how you deal with that person? So if me and Kim have a mutual friends, and then that person that she's cutting off, we have other friends. How does that play a part when Kim, you're cutting off that person? So do you guys ever factor in the environment around that cutoff, or is it straight, I don't care about the environment, I don't care how I make other areas of this uncomfortable, it's just straight cutoff? How does that work for you guys?
I'm gonna let Mario go.
Actually, for me, I think for me, the environment is the reason why I prolong it as long as I do. And because I constantly think about what is this going to look like? What is it going to be awkward? How's the group going to be able to interact and everything like that? And so me thinking about the group or the environment or how things are going to play, just it's going to look awkward, or am I going to look like the aggressor in this situation and they going to be feeling like, oh, here we go again type of situation. So all those factors I let prolong the whole process, when it's in all actuality, I should have thought about it from the perspective of, listen, put me first.
That's right.
I care about everybody else the second. But I haven't been doing that, so I've been thinking about the environment and everything like that. So, and to your point, I've never been in a situation where you've told me, just cut it off or cut somebody off, because you are very much so
Dial back.
Thinking of other avenues to be able to still maneuver and I guess and stay cordial, so to speak.
That's what so Mario basically took exactly what I was going to say. Mm-hmm. When you have mutual friends or even family, like it does prolong the cutting off until you're finally like, okay, so how much longer am I going to deal with the disrespect, or how long do I have to be quiet? I have to put me first too, because I'm feeling some type of way, all the time. So with that though, again, we're adults being cordial. I don't want anybody else not to have a good time because I'm not really talking to somebody else. Now, even if they were in a gathering or something, dinner, I don't know, and somebody speaks or something, I'm just not gonna not speak back. I can, hey, how are you doing?
Right.
Okay, Lord,
but
lying.
do you feel a type of way?
I'm gonna say no. When I say I'm lying, I'm still gonna say, hey. I'm not gonna say, hey, how you doing? Because I don't care. So I'm not gonna ask how you doing. I'm still gonna say, hey.
You still gonna speak?
I'm still gonna speak. I'm not gonna be nasty or because
is this if it's
that's carrying all that with me, and I don't need to do that. I don't have to do that.
Is that only if it's a contentious situation? Like, because sometimes you can just kind of grow apart from somebody, nothing bad specifically happened.
Yeah, and if growing apart, because I've done that with a couple people, like you just get older and everybody goes different ways, but that doesn't mean you don't love each other or you're not cool. So no, something like that. Hey, how are you? I haven't talked to you, when I see you. So yeah, that's there. If it went on something wrong because there was some disrespect and I had to cut you off, then that's more of a, hey, I'm still gonna speak. Yeah. I would never be like, you're not gonna say, hi Ronnie, and I just look at you like, because that does bring turmoil with everybody else. And I don't ever want, if we have mutual friends, I don't want to say, well, Kim, if you have something, if Mario coming, I ain't coming. Like that doesn't even, that's what I want to speak about. That's putting something on you, and I would never do that.
But that's what I want to speak about. I know us, we all kind of think the same before our viewers, just giving them a different perspective, because I know I've been around different families where it's like, if I see you, I'm fighting you. And that makes the environment, the family reunion, there's no more family reunion. We can't go to grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? So just to give the viewers a different mindset, because we all hang together. We all are together. We think in similar manners. But for the viewers, I just want to say, like, you can cut somebody off, but show up, but just be cordial. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might not even have to speak, because everybody around you know that person is not messing with this person, so you don't have to speak. But just to come in and be like, to reiterate all the time, I don't mess with this person. Like viewers, I want to let you guys know that there's different ways around that, just to be cognizant of that. So I just
and I don't think you ever, like Mario said, I can't recall of you ever just telling me. Now I can be upset, and this was again me and my marriage. When I would call and talk to, it's like, okay, well, cuz tell me what's going on. Now what I will say, and me and Kim both good on this. Kim gonna ride for me every time. But one thing we don't do, marriages. So she's gonna sit back and she's gonna listen. She ain't gonna say leave, or she's not gonna say. Now she may be thinking, "I'll come over here and kill that nigga," but she ain't gonna. You know what I mean? Like it's just like
openly say leave.
Yeah, you have to have those boundaries.
When she doesn't say, like if she asks what's going on and stuff, and she gets quiet instead of saying, like, okay, cause maybe, okay, well maybe look at it like this, or maybe just like she said, dial back or something like that. Now, when I know what she's thinking, without her saying, go ahead and get out, we can do whatever. When she gets real quiet and she say, all right, cuz, so what we gonna do? I already know what it is then. It's right. I ain't telling you to go nowhere. I ain't telling you to stop, but whatever you want to do.
Because marriage is that's a different area. Mario will tell you that when he got married, I just told him there's just certain stuff that I feel that we're capped in because you've entered a different realm. And I haven't been in that realm before. I haven't been there. I'm not there, but just my thought process about that word, that union, it's just different. It's just different.
Yeah, and I'll listen. You can vent to me, you can listen, but what I'm not going to do is giving an opinion or say, I may, okay, well, maybe have you told her this, or have you told him this, or I'm gonna be a listening ear, let you know I love you, but to comment and give advice or say leave or to do this in the marriage, not on my watch.
Yeah. I just want to double back real quick though. One of the things when you were talking about kind of being in a socially or something like that, I think Ronnie, you touched on that, saying that you might say hello, but you might not say how you doing. What I find though is that in those situations, I can legitimately come in and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" This, that, and third, and the other party will be so, I guess, on guard or uncomfortable
in disbelief that you spoke. Yeah,
and then they're the ones that making it into a situation, because I'm moving on like, hey, how you doing? How's life? This, that, and third, and then you to the point that you might leave there thinking we buddies and stuff like that, but I will remind you later on.
Well, now they're not going to say something. Now they're not ever gonna leave thinking we buddies once they know. I'm just saying.
What I'm saying,
when you speak,
I was just mad, but that too. And Laura, again, please forgive me. Hayward, just look away from the camera, because sometimes when you're looking at me when I say stuff, I just don't want you to say now, Ronnie, or give me a look. So what I am gonna say, I love you, Hayward. I'm kidding. What I am gonna say is when I speak to him and it's off guard, and it makes them uncomfortable. Y'all know how the Grinch's heart grew so big. I love it. It's something in me that loves it. It makes me
got him.
I'll be walking away like, that bitch mad. That bitch is mad. But she knows she better not say that. Like, I know that's horrible. Forgive me.
I feel you. I completely concur with that. Yes, I wholeheartedly.
I may not show it. I may just do a little.
It's the winks for me. I like to wink at them. Hey.
I don't know. I guess, and just real quick, I don't think I've really found myself in a lot of those situations, honestly. Because most of the time,
you're so kind though. You're so. You just seem so laid back and mellow.
Yeah. So I think since I am very, I guess, carefree or,
mellow,
that things don't, like, it has to be something really serious for it to like affect me, or to, I guess, to get to the point where like, oh, I'm not talking to this person, or like, whatever, and to be in the same space and I guess not speak or whatever. Like, I don't know. I like I said, I can probably count on one hand like the scenarios that I've been in like that. So,
well, Hayward, I do have a question then. Would you being so laid back and so carefree, do you find that have you ever been in a situation or situations where people take advantage of that?
Yeah, like people absolutely do. People, I think that happens often, or probably more often than not. But they quickly find out that, I'm not to be played with, but it's just like, yeah, I can be laid back, but hey, you took 3 steps too far. Like, let's bring it back. Like, correct that real quick. It's almost like, teaching a toddler or whatever, like, oh, burn your hand. All right, just go ahead and get burned, touch the stove. Like, yeah. So
Now dial that back.
Right.
please.
Well, that was a good conversation. I like that was a good conversation. That speaks to me was good. So we are now moving on to our off-topic subject this week. Actually, is more so we're gonna do a question, 2 questions. So we have several travelers in this group. So when you are traveling with a group, are you a person that minds sharing a bed if you have to share a bed, or are the bunk beds? Is the bunk bed?
Well, I look like Mama Kim has something right on her mind.
No bunk bed for me. Okay.
Our bunk beds are a thing in traveling. I'm sorry.
That's why you have an Airbnb.
Like, I will never pick
Airbnb.
If we ever travel together as a group, I'm never picking the Airbnb that has bunk beds. Please know that.
Thank you.
Secondly, I have a permanent bed partner, so I'm cool with sharing a bed. So it's all good. Like, yeah.
Well, but split that up. Go back and split that up. First of all, I want to say, Mario, you are extremely with your passive aggressive behavior. Petty. I don't like it at all. I look up at the screen and I see nothing but a black hat. Just the ultimate pettiness right there. But go ahead, split that, Ronnie, because run that back. Split that up. All right, we got a lot of travelers in the group. And first question, bed sharing.
Bed sharing. Are you okay with sharing or bunk beds? Or would you do a bunk bed too? So are you okay with bunk beds? Or are you okay with sharing?
I'm okay
before
with
you put the bunk beds in, just bed sharing. Would you share a bed or would you find a Airbnb that everybody has to get their own individual bed?
I'm okay with bed sharing. Even though I have what you call it?
A permanent
bed. I have a permanent bed partner as well. However, there's been situations where me and my permanent bed partner have not slept in the same bed, and we've been, but we've in like, for instance, like Kim and I would sleep together, and then Monet and him would sleep together, something like that. It's I don't have a problem with the bed sharing part of it, especially you expect, when you're trying to save a coin and all that kind of stuff, sometimes that may cause you to share a bed. But it's not going to be with somebody I don't know. So like, we're going on a trip and you're trying to pair me up with somebody I don't know at all.
Right. That's going to be no.
Well,
okay.
Before
I get wanting to, spend responsibly. Totally understand that. But I think you can still achieve that in having everybody at least have their own bed. Like I don't have an issue in sharing a bed. I have done it before. Like you said, if it's someone that I know, like, cool, fine, we share a bed. But my preference is to not share a bed.
Understandable.
Yeah.
That makes
Hands
sense.
down.
Even if you gotta sleep in a twin bed, I'm okay with that. But to have my own bed.
What's the difference with a big twin bed and bunk bed?
Bro, you're not climbing up. Nobody gonna be on top of you.
So Kim, in this room right here, the podcast travel, would you prefer to have your own bed and we get a more expensive Airbnb, or would you share beds with one of us?
Now, I would share a bed with you, Kim. We talked about this.
Well, what about Ronnie? Because you just met her.
I wouldn't share a bed with her because I don't know her. Mm-hmm. Now, when we got to be in each other's space and we got to touch and hug it, yes. But because we only in this, no. Because I do snore, because let Mario tell it. I sound like I'm a dragon. But
yeah. So snoring and the TikTok all night. Yeah,
yeah, baby. I'll be on that phone. Wow. And Mario be up too. He's not gonna do you up, bro. Quit playing with me. You know I'm
wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to say, hold on before I say anything. Dear listeners, I do not. Wait a minute. Let me take it. Dear male listeners, I do not have a permanent bed partner. If anybody.
Because can you do it? Right. Look, no commercial for me either. I don't have a bed partner either.
The opposite side of my king size bed has clean clothes on it, so it's open. Okay, now, answer this question. Kim, him, no, she better scoot over. We could be in the Airbnb with different beds, and in the morning she's in there with me under the covers. I'm coming in there talking to her under the covers, or even down at this house. Have y'all seen that Pottery barn bed this bitch got? Scoot over, because I love that damn Mario. I love that bed. I said, bitch, scoot over. I'm getting in that thing. Now, bunk beds. I'm
Zero stars.
If I get the bottom bunk, but even if I get the bottom bunk, y'all, it's just something in my soul.
Yes.
What if it fall at night while I'm asleep?
That's right.
I'm getting
yourself.
Yeah, bunk beds are just a fail. Like,
so I just and then getting down, because if we had an Airbnb, I've been drinking, Laura. So how am I climbing down to go to use the bathroom in the middle of the night? I am dead.
That's right.
No, it's a hazard. It's a hazard.
I mean, if you add the alcohol aspect onto it, then
what you mean if we add it on? We gonna be drinking.
I say I'm not a bunk bed type of person. However, if anyone has ever been around me in my party days,
I'm a bed of choice. It does not matter.
Yeah, he don't care where he sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep anywhere. So I'm liable to really just take the mattress off the top bunk and sit on the floor.
Put it on the floor.
Yeah,
okay. I like it. Solution.
That's fair.
I like it.
Baby, he sleeps in the bathtub. Do you hear me?
Right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It happens.
So with this question, part A and part B, I am EEOC. I don't care. I don't care where I sleep. I can sleep with anybody, a stranger. It doesn't matter. As long as I can get bucket naked and if they're comfortable with it.
All right.
No.
All right.
This is uncomfortable as you're making me. I'm gonna make you. No, I can sleep with anybody. It doesn't matter. Mario has probably got me used to this because I used to I started traveling with him and his friends, and I didn't know them. They were his friends, but it didn't matter. And then on top of that, they were male. So I'm right in the mix of things. So I could travel with anybody. I could sleep with anybody. Sharon, I've now, started hanging with your friends as well. So I don't know them, but I feel comfortable enough. I could sleep with them. The bunk bed. Go ahead, Hayward.
So are you saying that Mario introduced you to sleeping with whoever?
Oh,
sleeping
around. Hayward, yes,
sleeping around.
Hayward,
Hayward,
we introduced each other to that problem.
I'm just trying to clarify for the viewers.
Right.
Had me sleeping in the bed with 3 males. I said, what are we doing here? I don't even know. I don't even know them, but that's okay. I mean, I enjoyed it.
I don't know.
And I was okay with it,
All right.
That's crazy.
But no,
Quite.
Yeah, I'll sleep with anybody. I would say for this topic, having a conversation before you travel.
Yes.
And I think that's another one. Our super producer will be glad for you to double back on this topic just to talk about travel and talk about the conversations that you should have before you travel, because everybody doesn't travel the same. I know I am a difficult traveler. Like, I don't want to go and stand in no lines. I barely want to walk through the airport. So that doesn't fit with other people, but that's for another conversation. But yes, I'll sleep with anybody for the sake of whatever is going on. If it's a bunk bed situation, I know that's less favorable for people, so I'll just climb my big old butt to the top and I'm fine. I'm fine with that. But yes, if we could get something that's not bunk beds, cool. But if there's another preference that's pressing the issue and we have to have bunk beds, then I will go ahead and take the bunk beds. To me, the bunk bed mentality equates to a sofa bed mentality. I'll take a bunk bed over a sofa bed, actually, me myself.
Really?
Yeah, because those sofa beds are so flimsy, and I feel the ride to me. So I would prefer a bunk bed.
Butts is sitting on them and they outside clothes. I don't want no sofa bed either. Folded up or not.
It's just too thin for me for my weight, and I feel that ride no matter how I sleep. So I would prefer a bunk bed. So, but yeah. But I think that and that's another conversation we can double back. I think that when you're traveling, I think some conversations have to be had before, because people travel different. Everybody is not a good travel partner. It's just they're just not.
That's 100% true. We definitely need to follow. We can circle back to that for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. So another off-topic question. When it comes to splitting the bill at a restaurant, so we all go out to dinner together, but they only take one card. So, like, how do you handle that when only one card is accepted? How do you guys feel about that? For me, I normally will have cash for something just in case, because you never know. Or if I don't have cash and they say it's you splitting the bill, what's your Cash App, Zelle, Venmo? Let me go ahead and shoot it to you right now.
That's me. Cash App, Zelle, whatever you. If I don't have cash, I'm gonna Cash App you whatever the bill is. Like if you split it 5 ways, I'm not gonna argue about it, because in our group, everybody's gonna get a drink, everybody's gonna have an appetizer, everybody's gonna have an entree. So 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be even. So I'm gonna Cash App you.
That was going to be my question after everybody answered. My next question was, how do you feel when people split the entire bill? Or just, I want to pay, well, since you already brought that up, I'm only paying for mine.
Well, I think it depends on the group of people that you're with. If I feel like, Mario and I, like our close group that we have when we go out, I don't think anyone has an issue in like one person putting up a card to pay for it and everyone Zelles or whatever or even just splitting the bill in half. I've done that before, like just with friends. Like that's not a big deal for me. Right. Personally.
Now I've done that before when it was sensible. I'm sorry, Maria. I saw you was great talk. I'm sorry, baby. When it was sensible, but I've also been places with other people that may have been friends of friends that it's like, oh, we splitting the bill. Yeah. So now I'm getting ready to cut up more than I would. So where, say for instance, my bill may be with we just saying close to high end, middle, whatever. So maybe mine might be 55, 60, maybe 70 with tip, where they might have, they stuff alone might be 100, maybe a little over 100. You wouldn't order like that if you know what I mean?
No,
so that kind of just.
It's hard when
that has happened.
It's hard when you bring in like people that you don't know, because you don't know if they came into it with
if they even had any money,
or if they don't have any money, or if they had that intention, like, okay, we're in this large group, we're gonna split, all this food, so I'm about to order up, whatever, so it can be spread across everybody. That's why I don't do like large dinners. Like I hate that, because everyone doesn't have the same mindset when it comes to that. Everybody want to pick apart, then everybody turns into an accountant at the end of the night. Like, no, so we're not doing that. I need to plug in my power. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm being real like urban right now, so I apologize. We'll continue talking.
I think
we like urban.
It depends on your group. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm with a group of people that I know that y'all sketchy, when it comes time to who's gonna put their card up, I'm gonna say, listen, you might want to put your card up, and I'm gonna just pay you back the money, because I want to see what you're gonna do. Because then if you acting crazy and flimsy about it or whatever like that, then I'm probably have to have a side conversation with the waiter. Say, listen, I don't know what they're gonna do, but here's my money.
Or in those instances, I make sure I bring cash. Like I always have cash.
Yeah.
Why does the restaurants require one check? I always wonder that.
Because
it's a surcharge for them credit cards.
The credit card processing fees.
Yes.
Okay.
If it's a big party too, instead of taking so many
cards,
cards, that can sometimes be a lot. Y'all know what I have done before, childish and petty. I was with some people that I didn't know about. Mario said sketchy, so we're just gonna use the word sketchy, okay? I saw it, I peeped out the group, and a couple of them, I'm like, this ain't gonna be right. So what I did was I went to the bar and did a to-go order and paid it, and then told them bring my food to the table. So when they looking around, I'm looking back at them, but my sure I paid for it. I ain't paid up there.
Now, Mario and Ronnie, what determines sketchy?
Right.
So those people that's sitting there, to Ronnie's point, the ones that's getting there that you probably got $20 in your pocket, $5 on your card.
That's assumption. You're presuming that about these people.
No.
Is it presumption or discernment?
Yeah, I'm gonna say discernment, because I have never actually. Let me just say, maybe I haven't met them personally, but we got mutual friends, so maybe I've seen. And I know you great say this is assumption, but the way they may have, you can see some of their social media, or how they comment on some things, or how they do different things. Or your friend may be like, she come up short again. Every time I go out this girl, she's short. So you done already showed me what.
Well, then I'm looking at my friend crazy, because if you can tell me this before,
and I'm looking at her not crazy.
Yeah.
And I already paid for my stuff at the bar. But this is on y'all.
I'm not gonna look at her crazy. I'm not gonna look at her crazy because I feel like she gave me the answer to the test prior to me walking in there. She basically said, "Listen, motherfucker."
No, I'm still looking at you crazy because
you
like
you
you've already
knew what you was doing. You set me up.
This person is not like reliable or whatever the case may be. So why are you bringing them to this dinner and thinking that this is gonna go well?
I guess I look at it from not being in a setup person. It's for instance, like Kim and I, we went somewhere and she might know the situation is gonna be a little off. She might say, "Listen, this is X, Y, Z going in there. I feel like you have equipped me with the information I need to go in here and handle business. So I'm gonna act accordingly as a result of that." I don't feel like she set me up. I think she gave me the pep talk on the way in. Now, if I get in there and look stupid, that's on me. To your point, I get it, Hayward, but you shouldn't invite them and stuff like that. But I just say, okay, everybody deserves to have a good time and stuff like that. I guess
they can have a good time by themselves.
By themselves.
Because real quick, sometimes those turn up people, they be the funnest people, you know what I'm saying? So you don't mind them being around, but then those be the ones you look out for. To your point, Ronnie, be the ones that's ordering X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. And so that's why I say you got $20 in your pocket, $5 in your card. And so I hope that all works out for you because you ordered all this stuff. And guess what? I'm not going to do either. When those appetizers stuff come out there, you want some of this? No, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, baby. What it's called is staying with a resolution. I stay with a resolution. I'm gonna come into the situation with a resolution because I'm in different type of friend groups, and I'm in a friend group that they are used to Johns picking up the bill and they act accordingly. It's cool. At one point, you might try to treat me as a John. So the thing about it is,
not a John, baby.
I felt like
John.
Baby, the difference between me and that John is the gender. I'm a woman, so I'm already peeping your game when I walked in. So no, I'm gonna come with a resolution. I want to still party with you because you're fun.
But I already paid for my shit at the bar, so good luck.
Right,
absolutely,
absolutely.
And then I'm just the type of person, like when I'm going out in a big group, I'm already looking at the menu to kind of see what I want. I'm already peeping the fine print. Like if I'm throwing a party, let me call the restaurant and see, are you guys an establishment that only accepts one card or can multiple cards? I'm already thinking about that. So going back to our episode of control, people always think that Leos want to be controlled. No, we're logical and we are just usually thinking in an in game type of mindset. So I don't want anybody uncomfortable. I don't want to end any friendships around this. I don't want anybody to come to party and feel uncomfortable or feel a certain way at the end of the night.
Come on, bringing up our topic of the day, Karen. Look at you.
Again, a fixer. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Now I will look at that person and say, okay, so since you knew you came and that money didn't have it on that card, what am I holding for the evening?
Not what I'm holding. Come on, pimp. What am I holding? Pay your gambling debt.
What am I holding for the evening? Am I holding a food stamp card?
How are you going to work this off?
Let me hold that food stamp card for a couple of days. I don't need that ID because that means nothing. That means nothing.
The food stamp card.
So is it uncomfortable to have that conversation? Like when we all sit down, is it uncomfortable to have that conversation then and be like, hey, how are we going to divide this up so it won't be looking crazy at the end?
You saying is it uncomfortable to have it at in the moment or before or prior?
At the beginning, like when we sitting down, when everybody sit down
at dinner. No, it should be done. Or I just feel like whoever's dinner it is, if it's a large group, I guess there's two different circumstances. So like, let's say it's like something for a celebration, like a birthday or whatever, and there's going to be like 12 people there. The person whose birthday it is, or the person who's responsible for setting up that dinner, needs to relay how the lay of the land is going to go, right? Versus like if we're all just going out and we just go to dinner, it's 5 of us, not a big deal. But if we just sit down, we sit there like, y'all cool with XYZ or whatever. I think either it depends on the situation.
It does. If it is a large party, like you said, Hayward, if it's 12 people, everybody should know they should be responsible for their own. If that is Cash App, if that's you giving the person with that one card the cash, it should be discussed. Sometimes we go out and we don't discuss it, and then people get into fights, people get into arguments. Now you're not friends. Yes.
And you be quiet. Be quiet says a lot.
Yes. So
I got a real question for you guys. Is it just me, or does anybody else get really uncomfortable when the waiter always says, no matter who you with, is this on one bill or is it separate? Does everybody feel weird at that moment?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it goes back to Mario saying, like, because you haven't discussed it, even though, like, for instance,
even though you know it's it's your bill, her bill, his bill, whoever. I go out to eat by myself. I go out with groups. I go out one-on-one. But I always kind of make it like light. When they one bill or two. Oh, she paying for herself. She ain't putting out tonight. Or so to kind of make it light instead of being like, you got some money. I
guess it's never made me. I don't think it's made me uncomfortable. I guess I just look at it like
it's always the uncomfortable silence.
It is a silence.
I think it's uncomfortable.
I guess I'm just like, it's two, or if it's like, you know what, it's one, I got it, but I don't know. I guess I don't pay too much attention to that.
For me, more so when it's large, like a relatively larger party, maybe I'll say 5, 6 or more, then and they come and ask that, I think for me, I'm usually conscious of it because I think the waiters are waiting to see, are they gonna be like split the check, like everybody's on their own ticket, or just make it simple and just one card and they figure it out, So
even then I'd be like, maybe listen, it's seven people at the table.
I
want my own. Yeah.
But you say you do feel comfortable. You do feel uncomfortable.
No, I was just piggybacking off of what Hayward said. I said about how they may be looking to see how we're gonna go about, paying for this and stuff like that. Especially when it's the table full of niggas, because they probably looking at you like, y'all ain't really got no money anyway. Y'all gonna split. Y'all ain't gonna tip.
Y'all ain't gonna do all that. Well, have you ever been out and at the end it's just two of you, and you in your mind know you gonna pay your bill, they gonna pay their bill, and they forgot their card?
I've
never been in that situation.
In that situation either. Maybe.
You forgot your card?
Hell fucking no. I make sure if I know that I'm going out to eat with somebody, I'm checking my purse before I leave. And people have been like, I forgot my card. I'll send you the money. Like, you don't know how much money I got on my card. But okay, girl, I'm gonna pay it. But how do you feel? Even though they give you the money back, but then you like, how you don't got your card on you?
It was a setup. Now that was a setup.
Well, I don't know. Like, and I'm not saying it probably was a setup, but I was gonna say the good news now is they accept Apple Pay.
Oh no, this place didn't take it. They didn't take it.
Well, no.
Okay. Or Google Pay. I don't know what it is.
They ain't take none of that.
So let me say, so Hayward said it may not be set up. So let me ask this, because to me, this is going to determine if it was a setup or not. Even if they left their card, it's Venmo, Cash App, Zelle. So when did you get your money back? Did you get your money back right? Okay, so the same night right there. Okay, so the end.
Right there.
In that moment, or
when we walked out. When we walked out.
Well, why was you not sending my money at the table?
I was like, oh, okay. It was weird because I was like, okay, we planned this.
It wasn't weird at all. It was a setup because they were waiting on you to say, okay, don't worry.
I got it.
Yeah.
I will say that I hate this, but I've been in.
Huh?
Did they give you cash or did they send you through an app?
Through an app.
Okay.
I will say this. I've been that person. I am misforgetful, and Mario's had to cover me, and I'm like, I'll get you back because I'm just moving so fast. Usually he comes on time. I'm not ready, and I didn't just ran out.
I'll be on time. Get that.
When was this?
Well,
back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Right on time.
When was this?
Back in you're a different person, and we know you, so we know that wouldn't be that you left it at home.
Yeah.
Hey,
that would be no.
Yeah.
That's not
But
who your
I'm just
spirit
saying,
is.
Yeah,
if
that's
you've
different
caught
with you. So I wouldn't even.
sketchy
Yeah,
behavior before, yeah.
that's not your kind of spirit.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes people have that, and you just not sure. You like, okay, like you said, testing the water. Oh, she gonna go ahead. I'm like, no. If you ain't putting out, I'm not paying.
I know that's right.
Just saying.
That's
I
right.
will say if it happens if it happens more than once, then yeah, I'm looking at you like okay. But if it just happens, like it's not a big deal for me personally. Like
Yeah.
I think it depends on the person.
Yes.
But if you're
No.
you saying if the first time, it depends on the person.
On the first time.
It depends on the person. It really does.
What Maya Angelou said, when somebody
Like-
tell you who they are, believe them the first
Believe
time.
them the first time.
So then why are you okay? I don't know, and that's probably like way
No,
deeper than
you
it should be.
I guess
But then I'm exploring like why am I even like at dinner with this person if I'm concerned about their
But you don't know until you get there
you didn't know what
no.
that you might have to pay.
no and I'm saying but if it happens like if this is the first time that's happened then I'm not looking like sketchy like did you set me up. I'm not the first
No,
like,
no.
the first time, like
Not the first
But you
time.
asking a question the second time. Did you get
absolutely,
your wallet?
yeah. But
You got your
Mario
wallet
saying
with
the
you?
I'm saying
But
the
Mario
first
saying
time.
the first time,
I'm saying the first time because I already know what your spirit is giving. Now I don't know if your card is in your pocket or not, but I know the kind of person you are. So I'm just saying, you trying to So we come. Let me tell. Hold on a second, sir. You might say, well, why are we even hanging out? This and the third, because you cool. We cool.
Right.
This and the third.
No, you're not. I'm sorry, you're not making sense. You're
You
not making sense right now. Like,
Hayward, so you never been with
No.
somebody like I can screw you, but we're not gonna mix finances. That goes on in the world every day.
No,
That's right.
not, and we're no.
Well,
No.
as we can see, Hayward.
Honey, Hayward said no because he got a permanent bed
Permanent.
partner.
Oh, see, I forgot.
Where's that?
Different
A permanent
mindset. Never
bed
mind. Different
partner.
I
mindset.
gotta
Different
get close.
mindset.
A permanent bed partner.
I'm just saying.
I don't know,
For
Hayward.
the viewers, if
I just
anybody
think-
is looking for a permanent bed partner, please.
I got
My
it.
Not
handle
turn
will
into
be
the
posted
dating-
at the
the
beginning
dating
and at
game.
the end of
Not the
this.
handle.
And
I hear you, Burley.
also, just in case you
Underscore
haven't heard
baby.
me before, viewers, I am a equal opportunity dater.
My God. My Lord.
Burley_baby at yahoo.com or at Burley baby on Instagram. Thank you.
Oh, Jesus. Help me,
And I'm
please.
we're at the ages where we could date you or your dad.
Yes, we can.
Not your dad. Okay.
Well, Kim want the dad anyway.
She want the
Anyway.
granddaddy. She want the granddaddy.
Only
I want the son.
Yeah.
I want the daddy and the granddaddy only if they have a valuable pension and beneficiary opening.
Son for me.
401ks are required.
Absolutely.
Y'all are a mess. But hey, I don't want you to. I can completely understand what you're saying. You know about being sketchy. You know, why would I even be hanging around? But I just think sometimes you just have people around that are, they're a good
Cool
time.
people. Yeah.
And so you know what they give, and like Kim she refers to them as I'm about to type of bitch. You know what I'm saying? That I'm about to type of bitch. She cool, she mad fun. Y'all have a good time. But you got to keep your eye open on this motherfucker because she will try to get over on you.
Yeah.
And so y'all can laugh, joke, I don't know.
We can agree to disagree. That's fine. Yeah.
The sketchy
Them
ones
about
will show
to.
you the time of your life.
Time of your life. But I'm telling you, listen, I only got cash. I don't have nothing extra on my card. No, I cannot take you to the liquor store to this person's house. I'm not doing no cab runs tonight. You set expectations, but you have a hell of a good time. Like, depending on how much of a good time I have, I might have a favor in me. I just might. I might, but
I'm already not interested anymore. If I have to drive you around, that means you don't have a car. So I'm not interested anymore.
I was just talking about on friend level. I mean, like,
okay.
necessarily romantic level, just like friend level. Like, yeah, just a good time.
Okay.
Good conversation.
Well, that was good. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but we funny.
Good off topic.
That was good. So we are going to keep it moving. And we're going to do another again. So what are you guys all listening to heavy in rotation this week?
I'm listening
I'll go.
to Future.
I'll go.
Okay. I'm about to say I'm listening to Future, the new Future.
I like with him and Metro Boomin. I like that.
Yes.
That one. I like that one. I like that one.
Yes.
I need y'all to give a workshop one one time because I don't know these people. I mean, I know Future is. I know who Future is.
Okay.
I know who Future is. I don't know who was the other person.
Metro Boomin. I just found out about him this week.
Never heard of him. Ever.
I'm just gonna say this. I don't know if I feel like
production can keep it because I've never heard of this person at all.
I feel like when it comes to this person, me and Mario are like this. So in anticipation for B's country album Friday, on my mom's birthday, mind you, I have been listening to Alien Superstar hard all week. That's my jam.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. For me, I'm gonna give Beyonce a little rest. And so
not this week, Mario. Not this week.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait to see what the album sound like. I'm sure it's gonna be wonderful and everything like that. But I've been listening to Mackenzie Thomas. She's got a song out, Mackenzie Thomas, and I don't know if you say it T.A. Thomas or Ta Thomas or what have you. But they got this single out called Maybe.
She released a single. I was saying she released a single. I didn't know she released a single.
Yeah. She got actually another single coming out on Friday, but this one, she was on The Voice a few seasons back and everything like that. Oh man, she really can sing.
Yeah.
Is it the white girl Mackenzie?
Yeah.
I love. Yeah, she has a voice.
Yeah.
What's that one girl's name too? Yayla. Yeba. Yeah. Mackenzie's. I like Mackenzie. She has a beautiful voice.
Check out her single, Mackenzie and Ty Thomas, called Maybe. It's about.
I was gonna say, drop that in our. We have a group chat that be lit. So drop that in our group chat. Yeah.
Oh, I've been listening to Brandy, specifically. Specifically Full Moon. Like that's where I've been.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? Baby. What's your favorite song off of Full Moon?
Music.
Music.
No, that's off of 211.
That's off 211. My favorite might be. There's a few songs.
Baby, that's his baby. Brandy, baby.
He is. I Thought is one of my favorites. So there are a lot of
Full Moon for me, baby.
Okay, I remember that Love. What's it? Is that the Full Moon? Is that what Love Won't Count Me Out?
Love Won't Count Me Out. Yeah, that's on there as well.
Boy, I used to play that on repeat, hard, blasting it.
I do love Brandy, but I think one of my favorite songs by her. Well, I have a couple, but it's just something about the brokenhearted. But it has to be the one with Wanye, not the one where it's just her. Yeah, I love it.
I like the original better.
Oh, I love it.
I appreciate the one with Wanye, but I have to go for
that. That one and Almost Doesn't Count. That's my cut too.
Oh yeah,
I like that too.
Going along with my high moments this week. I've had actually a couple high moments this week. So I've been kind of on that Walter Hawkins all week. That What Is This? So that's just kind of repeat. Walter Hawkins.
Okay.
What Is This? I've been kind of on repeat on that one. Maybe we can run a session hymnals versus modern day gospel.
Okay.
All right, hymnals.
I love it. But maybe we can run a session back.
I wrote some of y'all stuff down so that I could listen to some tracks this week.
Mm-hmm.
The moment, drum roll, that we have all been waiting for. I think we're on pins and needles, but we're also
let me put on record.
Please make sure y'all get my introduction right before we start. I'm just saying.
Let me put on my notes. Let me write this down.
I don't eat, baby. She's
feel like this is my
everything too, and we is scared over here. We on pins and needles because we don't know what's going on.
I feel like this is my solo performance.
We have, and we don't know how.
Hayward, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all.
So we have gotten to our session of what we eating, and this week.
Just give her the
The
floor. Just give her the
Let's
floor.
give it
disrespect
the
on this
floor.
podcast. The
Mhm.
And this
disrespect.
week, to
It is.
all
I'm
our
excited to hear about
surprises,
it.
well,
Me too.
to my surprise, the producer had faith in her. Before I introduce her, just know if anybody dies off of anything, we had nothing to do with this. We did
We
not
are not
approve.
liable.
We are not reliable.
We're not
Our
liable.
podcast is not liable.
We don't own the rights to this.
Enter at your own risk. Okay.
Mm.
So for what we eating this week, Stovall is going to give us a
Sorry.
recipe.
Hello, guys. Thank you for having me this evening. It's such an honor to be here. I've been looking forward to this all week, sharing the great recipes that I come up with in my mind that I share. Please check out my YouTube tutorial.
She can't get it out,
Oh, okay.
baby.
Please check my handle at the beginning and the end of this podcast for all of your future cooking needs.
Wow.
So I feel that although we are again, my name is Kimberly Stovall. Nice to meet you all. And I feel that while we're in this spring season that feels more so like winter, right? We feel this cold weather is still upon us. I feel that in weather like this is still okay to eat such a great tradition that has been passed down from generations to generations, such a hearty meal, something that I really pride myself in making. I feel like when you can woo a cook, a chef, a chef theirself, I feel like you have damn good skills. And although I lack in this area a lot, there's just some areas, some things that I just don't lack with. And one of the things would be, um, in this instance right here, I
No,
don't
wait a minute.
prepare.
No.
When you drag it out, the viewers, when you drag it out for these,
Baby, I was waiting for her to say
Right.
McDonald's.
the viewers, when you drag it out. Listen, today my what we're eating, it would be pinto beans.
Okay.
My pinto beans are to die for. I don't care what nobody say. I can get me a man off of my pinto beans. You hear me? So line up.
Hey, that's all that matters, right?
Line up, viewers and subscribers. And I feel like once I hit these pinto beans and they get on your stomach and we're going to eat them for 2 days straight, you're going to be at the house for a week. And then after a week, we'll talk about our future plans from there. But that's okay. So what we're eating this week will be pinto beans. Me, myself, I prefer the Hertz Helm Beans brand. It's a pretty good brand. Sharon.
Okay, cousin.
My first instructions would definitely be to pre-soak. I find that when you pre-soak, they are prepared a little quicker the next day. And it removes some of the gas as well from the bean. hmm Um, when you're pre-soaking, I like to actually just sprinkle just a little bit of seasoning salt in there. And me myself, I actually prefer I know everybody loves the Lowry's, but me myself, I actually love the Morton's seasonal. That's what I prefer. Kim taught me that. She didn't teach me that, but getting into these specific seasonings and all. So I just sprinkle a little bit in there as they're soaking throughout the night. And then when it's time for preparation, I'll go ahead and drain my water. I'll take it out and then I'll rinse it off. And then I'm going to start to add my seasonings back in. Now, what I do before I add the water, because I know in some people's mind, it's just like, all you're doing is boiling the beans, but you want these flavorful. You want them very flavorful. So what I do is, I love a flavor. I love a flavor. I love it when you're just chewing in that burst of flavor, that hidden flavor kicks. And it's just like, ooh. And it just makes you sit back and take a moment with yourself. That's the flavor that I give. So for your beans, you want to sprinkle a little of the Morton seasoning salt. You want to get your hands wet, kind of put your hands under cold water and then rub them in the beans. You want to add your onion powder in there and a little bit of garlic powder, and you want to massage those seasoning into your beans. And then you want to make sure you rinse your hands off, and then you can add the water. You want to go ahead and put it on your stove. Now I still deal with the stove that has the numbers, not the medium and high and low. So I would say go ahead. It depends on the pot that you're using. If you're using a good pot, like a good, nice coated pot, I would say definitely start the boiling on maybe a high five or a six. And you're gonna go ahead and have those boiling for about 2 or 3 hours. Maybe not, maybe for just about 2 hours, and then you're gonna kind of stir it and check it and make sure that that juice is really becoming a thick consistency. At that point, not the person's favorite part, but you're going to taste it a little bit to see if you need any more seasoning. And then you're just going to continue to stir. At that point, you're going to, as your water thickens, you're going to turn your heat down a little bit just to a low five. And then just kind of let it simmer. Now, at that point, you're going to have your top on the whole time, but then you're going to kind of take your top off. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about if you're cooking with good cookware. We're no longer going to the Family Dollar and the Dollar General getting that cookware. We're going to go ahead and move over to Amazon and get the good cookware. And the Nutri Chef, the Diamond Infused, it's really a good brand. You should try it. And then while that's cooking, now it's going to be simmering down to be done. You want to get that ground beef. I actually like to use the Pernell hot sausage, but it's your preference. Some people don't like hot, some people like mild, but you get that and then kind of mix it with a little of the Walmart brand Italian sausage and mix that meat up really, really good. And then you can put it in there and let it continue to cook. And baby, when I tell you, you have a hearty meal. And I know this right now seems to come as a surprise to some. So actually, I have a built-in fact checker. Fact checker. Would you guys like for my fact checker to join us? It sounds like it. Mario, would you like to be the co-signer of this meal and tell them how you actually feel once you get done eating this meal? And mind you, this kind of comes at a top tier, review because we're talking to a chef, a certified chef. So go ahead, Mario. I'll let you take the stand.
I just tinker a few pots here and there, but I would have to say, and I was a little nervous to see what you was gonna come up with, but I'm glad you introduced pinto beans because they are very, very, very good. They filling, and you'd be surprised that be like, who made these for real, Stovall, who made these? But they are good for a cold day or even just to have really. So I found myself asking her, hey, can you make me some of those beans? So yeah.
And I know we have to wrap this up here, but just 1 second, I just want to go ahead and pull out my Mary J and pull out my Mary J, and I want to thank me for me. You know what I'm saying? Good job, Kim. Good job.
Can I ask? So, do you do some cornbread with that, like some hot water cornbread or something to dip in the pinto, or am I pushing it?
Pushing it.
Okay. You just had to feel that moment, didn't you?
No, I
just like Beyonce did with Usher. You just had to feel that moment, didn't you?
I was trying to see if I need to make my own cornbread when you make me some pinto beans.
You just got to know. I was with Ronnie. I was wondering, but I wasn't going to ask because I know.
I was the same thing. I was like, oh.
So everybody that knows me right now knows that I'm kind of on a health journey, and I'm limit my carbs. So my carb, I would rather not have my carb in a bread form. So no, I don't make.
I love it. Instead of her saying, "I don't know how to make it," she goes,
"In my health journey."
She said, "I try to take a moment."
Kim, I was going with it. You hear me,
baby?
Because what viewers are going to get on here and be like, "Why would you guys want to take her off of her health journey? No carbs." No, I'm not making carb bread because I'm not eating carbs right now.
Lord, that was good.
I see what you did there, and I like it.
Me too.
And I like it.
Good job. I want to thank myself.
So, you will be able to find this wonderful recipe. We're going to put that. It'll come up at the bottom here for everybody that wants to make it. And I ask of you, make it, and please just get back to us and let us know how that is. I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna ask her to make it for me because I want it to come from her. So, after that wonderful segment, I don't even know how we can
Top that.
How the hell we can come behind that?
Right.
I'm so happy I'm not the one coming behind it. We're gonna throw it on over to Hayward to lift us up and take us out.
All right, y'all.
We're coming behind some big shoes. So
I know. Yeah. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna end everything tonight with I'm still in the afterglow. I'm sorry. I can taste them like I'm just ready. I'm so sorry. But no, kidding. No, but seriously, I have just a quote that I actually found from Jane Fonda, of all people. It's a toxic desire to try to be perfect. I realized later in life that the challenge is not to be perfect, it's to be whole. So just from that,
one more time.
Read it again. Okay. It's a toxic desire to try to be perfect. I realized later in life that I realized later in life that the challenge is not to be perfect, it's to be whole.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's why I asked him to repeat it. That was I like that.
One. Yeah, so I think it's important because I think a lot of us, I'm guilty of trying to be perfect in a lot of ways and not really like taking a moment to see if I'm whole. So I task all of y'all and all the viewers just to tap into your inner self and just to make sure to see if you feel whole. Like, because I think we go and we don't stop to check in with ourselves. So it's always good to do a little tune up. So
I agree.
I wish we could just blast that on social media.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Can you send that to us?
Yeah.
That was
a really good
like
one.
that.
Me too.
I like that a lot.
Yes.
This has been wonderful as always. Not really to piggyback off Hayward because that was really deep. I like that quote. But I would like to challenge each one of us this week. Do something out the norm, whether it be stopping at a restaurant, eating something that you don't normally eat, doing something you wouldn't normally do, just something out of the norm that you wouldn't normally do that's new to you. And I want y'all to tell me what y'all did next week. Even if it's just listening to some music you don't normally listen to. Maybe you don't listen to country. Hayward, maybe you don't listen to rap. Just something.
Right.
And I don't mean it just something different because we get so stuck in our norms that there are so many things out there that we might like that we haven't even tried yet.
That we miss.
That's true.
That's true.
I do feel like you teed that up to Beyonce though, like saying, "Oh, maybe you don't listen to country."
No. I promise. Now she's just now coming in. I've been listening to country for a long time. And if you want some country, I'll send it to you for some good stuff to listen to. I got a list now. But yeah, just anything. I mean, whether it's taking a walk on your lunch, just something different, something different that you wouldn't normally do.
Got you. Cool. All right, guys.
Okay. Well, it has been real and it's fun. The laughs. I love all y'all real bad.
Yes.
And I will see you guys. Well, we'll see each other next week.
Next time.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.